Jamie, thank you so very much for the introduction and for the privilege and honor of being here tonight. As I came into the room, I began to see people that I've had the pleasure of working with for a long, long time. And then I felt the energy in this room, the energy that emanates from your determination, all of you, wherever you happen to be, wherever it's in Southern California, Northern California, or in between, the energy of doing right by the consumers of California. And I must tell you, that energy is in me now as I prepare to give you a 3-hour speech. No, Mike Bedard, I'm not going to do that, Jeanette. You don't need to hold him down. But in this room are people and friends that I've worked with for so many, many years. And I want to start over there at table 27, a very, very special friend that, for me, goes back to 1990. Harvey Rosenfield, where are you back there? Please stand up, Harvey. You deserve a big, big round of applause. You got it. Harvey, I did see an earlier vision, a picture of you on that screen, and I'm going, yeah, you were younger then, but you have more energy, more experience, and more fight in you now than you did back then. And back then, you changed the very nature of insurance in California with Proposition 103. And I had, yes, indeed, you did. You had a vision coming out of the 1980s, 88. There was an insurance crisis, mostly in automobiles at that time, and you said, we could write a law. The legislature wouldn't do it. You went to the people. You put Proposition 103 on the ballot together with perhaps some of you in this room that helped make that happen. And it has changed the nature of insurance, not only in California, but also across this nation. It set the standard for insurance as it relates to consumers. I had the privilege of being the first commissioner to put into effect the regulations and to put that law into effect. And before we had even the opportunity to settle down, we had the Oakland-Berkeley Hills fire. And out of that fire, we learned the lessons that are applicable today in the Palisades and the Eaton area. And it has to do with the payment of claims. We knew back then, 35 years ago, that the insurance company's first commandment, which is to pay as little, as late as possible. They did it 35 years ago. They're doing it today to the victims of the fires here in Southern California and other fires across the state of California. And Proposition 103, implemented, well, unfortunately, the current insurance commissioner doesn't have the courage to stand up to the insurance companies and hold them accountable in obeying the laws and the regulations. So it's on your back. It's on all of you. It's on all of you to stand, as you have for so many, many years, to stand for the consumers. Wherever you happen to be, in your law firm or in your practice, you have, over the years, steadfastly used Proposition 103, used other methods to hold the insurance companies accountable. And right now, the burden is on all of us to push forward to make certain that the victims of the current tragedies here in the state of California are fully compensated. The games that are going to be played are not new. I saw those games 35 years ago when the insurance companies took a look at their policies and they said, oh, we don't have to pay fully. Our policy is vague. Our policy allows us to set the standard, to lowball or to no policy, no coverage at all. The people of California, the current victims, are counting on Consumer Watchdog, as they have for all of these decades, to come forward and to lead the fight. And by rallying all of you tonight to this gala, to this effort to support Consumer Watchdog, you are carrying forward the fight. And I got to tell you, it's going to be a big fight. State Farm, here in Southern California, is already playing the game that I saw with Allstate in 1991, 92, following the fires in Oakland. Same game. They look at their policy and they say, we don't have to pay. You just heard Ellen talking about the trauma of having to go through every single thing that she owned and try to remember what it was, remember the value, and write down all of it on some sort of Excel spreadsheet. We have a job out ahead of us. I'm not the commissioner any longer, but I watch very, very closely. And the disappointment that I have in this commissioner would probably, no, I'm not going to go into it. It's not useful for this kind of a dinner to simply say, I'm disappointed, the consumers of California are disappointed. The commissioner has, by law, by Proposition 103 and the regulations, the power to hold the insurance companies accountable, to pay fully on their claims, to pay promptly on their claims, and to make doggone sure that they don't get a rate increase when they're doing badly on paying their claims. You, all of you, are part of this fight. I want to encourage you to stay with it. I know many of you, many of those that were introduced early on, I know you, and I know you're not going to stand aside. I know you're going to stand strong. And I want you to know, even though I'm not the commissioner, not directly involved, but I'm there with you, it is paramount importance that at this moment, as all of us work through the very difficult process of dealing with the victims of these tragedies, that they have your support. They have the support of the consumer watchdog. They have the support of each and every one of you in this room. And you're gathered here tonight. I want you to leave here tonight even more dedicated to what you have spent your career doing, and that is to protecting those who have been harmed by others. Do it. You have to do it. The moment is now. The victims are there. They're counting on Consumer Watchdog to be the leader. The support that you've given Consumer Watchdog tonight is of paramount importance in leading that fight, and for all of you to standing with them. It's a great privilege and pleasure for me after these many, many years to come back to visit my friends and to tell Harvey, you started something that's really, really important. You put on the books of California a proposition that laid out a requirement that the insurance companies must be held accountable. You gave the commissioners, you gave all in California a roadmap to do that. Thank you for doing that. Jamie, all along the way you've been there. And for those of you in this room that are supporting this event tonight, you've been there too. Thank you for the privilege of being here. It's a great privilege, and I look forward to working with you.